All right, Bears fans, the final preseason game is against those garbage Cleveland Browns, and we have a Browns channel here at Chat Sports. You may or may not know about it. It's called the Cleveland Browns Report, and you know what? We got a little subscriber battle going on this week. I've picked up here on this channel, Bears now 117 new subs. My guy Matthew Peterson has picked up 112 over there, so we're kind of jockeying back and forth. We have got to bury the Cleveland Browns. I mean, they brought in that fraud Deshaun Watson, so subscribe to the channel. Can't be losing to the Browns on the field or off the field. Let's make it happen. Let's get more subs here on this channel. Welcome into Bears Now. I am Harrison Graham. Today's show is presented by LinkedIn Talent Solutions. Looking to grow your small business? Well, you got to find the right people. LinkedIn Talent Solutions is going to help you do that. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. That is linkedin.com/NFL Daily. Some more nuggets from them later on as you can look to build your small company. All right, on today's show, we're going to get you guys caught up on the latest Chicago Bears rumors, as a lot of things are circulating around this football team, which means the Smokin' Jays are back. We got a little three-pack rumors roundup here. Let's get into the first one here on today's show. Trade for Mike Gesicki, the Dolphins tight end. One Smokin' Jay, small shred of truth. It could happen, although I would be pretty surprised if it actually did. Pro Football Focus reports that the Dolphins are taking calls on Gesicki and they are open to trading him. Now, he's really more of a receiver than a tight end because he doesn't block well at all, and I think that's part of the problem to why the Dolphins are open to trading him, because Mike McDaniel, coming from that Shanahan offense, values tight ends that can block. Now, obviously, when it pertains to the Bears, similar offensive scheme, so you'd have to wonder how Luke Getsy would feel about Gesicki, but as a route runner and as a receiving weapon, he's a pretty damn good player. Lined up at receiver 77% of the snaps he played in last year. You look at his career, obviously as a rookie didn't do a ton, but since then, 50 catches, 570 and 5 touchdowns, 53 in 2020 with over 700 yards and 6 touchdowns. Didn't have the touchdowns last year, just 2, but had 73 grabs for 780 yards. Mike Gesicki is a solid weapon. He can line up on the outside. He can line up in the slot. I remember him coming out of college at the NFL Combine, tested really well in all athletic areas, which is why he's really more of a receiver if we're being completely honest. Now, if you look at the tight end depth chart, then we'll look at the receiver one. You could argue he'd be the best quote-unquote tight end on the field. Now, obviously, he doesn't block like a Kmet or a Ryan Griffin or even a James O'Shaughnessy, but from a receiving standpoint, he would be the best and most proven guy you've got, although I think Kmet could have a big year. Wide receiver, if you want to kind of factor him into that as well. After Darnell Mooney, he's easily the most accomplished player as a receiving weapon in the National Football League. Byron Pringle's done some good things, but we don't know about Velus Jones Jr. at this point, as he's just a rookie. The trio of Mooney, Gesicki, and Kmet as your top 3 options would be pretty interesting, and I actually would like that trio quite a bit with these running backs as well. It would get Justin Fields another weapon on offense. I'm interested. I wonder what the cost would be. Will Scott, who hosts Dolphins Today here at Chat Sports, seems to think it'd be about a 3rd-round pick. I don't know if I'd give up a 3rd for Gesicki. 4th? That might be intriguing to me. Be curious to see if he gets traded, and if he does, how much the Dolphins get for him. What do you guys think? Should the Bears try and trade for Mike Gesicki? Type T for trade, type P for pass. We'll make this the pinned comment on today's show. So if you get hit with the YouTube ad break, scroll on down and reply right there with a T for trade or a P for pass. All right, next up on our rumors roundup, how about signing Eric Fisher, the veteran offensive tackle, who we talked about a few times during the offseason? Fake news. I don't think this makes any sense at this point in time for the veteran left tackle in Chicago. I do think there was a time that it would have made sense, but I don't think that time is now. Bleacher Report kind of did an article breaking down some of the top remaining free agents. We'll talk about another one in a second, and what teams could make sense. They linked Chicago to Fisher here, and I get their thinking that the Bears' offensive line as a whole needs to play better this year, but Braxton Jones has been that guy throughout the offseason, the second half of it at least, and throughout training camp. He looks good to start there. Riley Reiff is ready. Remember, the Bears signed Riley Reiff. He can step in if needed. Now, the Bears do have the money, just under $14 million in cap space. 2 months ago, I would have agreed with this, but Braxton Jones' emergence and the signing of Riley Reiff you don't really need to go out and sign Eric Fisher. Now, if he had more right tackle versatility, maybe, especially if Reiff is going to be the swing tackle, more of the backup left tackle, which we don't know yet. That's not completely finalized with Larry Borom at right tackle. But as things sit right now, if this is your starting group, Jones at left and Borom at right, Riley Reiff, as your number 3 tackle, is more than capable to step in at either of those spots. You don't need to go out and sign Eric Fisher unless there's a major injury. Reiff needs to play right tackle, and you want to put Fisher at left. But Reiff is ready to step in if needed. Still a chance he starts at right tackle, but the last few days he's been taking reps at left tackle with the second-team offense. So we'll see how that plays out for the Bears. But as far as Eric Fisher goes, I think at a time in the offseason it did make sense. But once you signed Riley Reiff, that's kind of like signing Eric Fisher. You don't really need to go out and do that at this point in time. Should Riley Reiff be a starter or backup for this team? I want to ask you guys that question. It doesn't have to be left or right tackle. Should he start or be a backup, regardless of position? Type S for starter, type B for backup. There's a decent argument that he should start at right tackle over Borom, but if it's close, I certainly understand going with the young guy here. We'll see what happens week 1. S for starter, B for backup. Let me know what you guys think. Today's show is sponsored by LinkedIn Talent Solutions. If you're looking to grow your business, post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. As you gear up for the fall, you need the right people on your team to help your small business fire on all cylinders. LinkedIn Jobs is here to make it easier to find people you want to talk to faster and for free. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 810 million people. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Well, you do know now. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. That is linkedin.com/NFL Daily to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. And look, I've been here at Chat Sports for 3.5 going on 4 years. We've gone from 6-7 employees since I've been here to about 20. We've tripled in that time, and LinkedIn Talent Solutions helped us identify the right candidates, because when you're a small company looking to grow, every hire is critical. LinkedIn.com/NFL Daily to post your listing for free. Go ahead and get going with them. Link is in the comments and in the description. All right, another free agent mentioned by Bleacher Report linking to them to the Chicago Bears is Will Fuller. Could the Bears sign him? I'll actually go two smoking Jays here. People are talking. It's possible. I could see this scenario playing out for the Chicago Bears because Will Fuller is a player that is still available. His skill set, I think, fits what Justin Fields does best with vertical throwing. Bleacher Report thinks the Bears should consider signing Fuller, and I do agree. They should consider it if he were to come in and have a good workout, because when he's healthy, he's a great vertical threat. The problem is he's been in the NFL for 6 years, and only one time has he played 11 games or more. I mean, you're talking about a guy that has had a ton of injuries for the Bears. I could see the Bears making a move at receiver, though, whether it's with Fuller, whether it's via trade, whether it's signing someone who gets cut between now and week 1. I could see Chicago shaking things up at wide receiver. Now, as it pertains to Will Fuller, again, when he's out there, he's a big play weapon. I mean, in 55 games, he's got 24 career touchdowns, averages 15 yards a catch just about. He's made a lot of plays when he's been out there, but that's been the big issue. Can he get out there? I think there's probably a reason he remains unsigned at this point in the offseason, as the season is basically here. But look, if he's fully healthy, he's your second best receiver behind Darnell Mooney. I don't think there's any doubt about that. He's much more proven than Equinemius St. Brown, Byron Pringle, Velus Jones, Tajay Sharp. I mean, he's done more than all of these guys, and pretty much all of these guys combined from a statistical standpoint. So, yeah, if I found out he was healthy and dirt cheap, would I consider it? Absolutely, because any weapons that are available that can upgrade your team is something you should always consider. Now, do you think the Bears need to improve the wide receiver position as a whole? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Certainly a strong argument to be made that they do need to. Let me know down in the comments section. Quick note here from Jeremy Fowler, because Courtney Cronin reported from practice yesterday that Tevin Jenkins remains with the ones, as does Larry Borom. Fowler added this about Jenkins today. Despite some trade buzz around Tevin Jenkins early in camp, the Bears have been pleased with his play the last few weeks. Might have found a home at guard. I think Tevin Jenkins has found a home at right guard, and I think he starts week 1. I just do. I think if he plays pretty well on the Saturday against the Cleveland Browns, he's going to be your week 1 starting right guard. And what a story if that ends up being the case. Just 2.5 weeks ago, this was a guy that was being connected to trade rumors. His mental and physical toughness was being questioned. And now he's learning a new position on the fly, and he might start week 1. What a story if that ends up being the case. I think it's a very good chance that it ends up happening. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's show. If big news drops later today, we'll hit you with another video. If not, be looking out for a video tomorrow. Greatly appreciate it, so go ahead and subscribe. Also, you made it to the end of the video, so you know what to do. Get the FGBs going in the comments section. The real ones know what's good. FGB for life. We'll see you next time here on Bears Now.